It's an honor to celebrate your work tonight on the film. Talk about, conceiving the idea and bringing it to life.
My goodness, there's so many hurdles, so many researching we did. It was starting from him looking for a random job for American guy to do in Japan, and then next to cuddling service, there was this, and you can be a butler, whatever you want, but this service was really resonated with us.
Yeah. I mean, when we were together in Japan in 2000. Was it 18 working on 37 seconds, and then randomly we just decided to look up jobs for Westerners that are unique in Japanese culture, and it was like, oh, this rental family, there's something there.
Yeah.
And then it just stuck with us, and then we finally had an opportunity during COVID to kind of sit down, write it, work it out, and then it just went through so many iterations and trying to find the right rhythm, and then the right actor ultimately too.
Yeah, exactly.
I love this idea, though. Like, I too Googled. I was like, oh, my God, this thing is real, which is such a fascinating concept. What is the research that you're doing, like, in the script writing process?
Right. So first we researched for what kind of jobs. Well, let's put it this way: why this job exists, right? We went into looking for a job, and then also really find who uses service, why these people who gives the service, why this company provide these services. So it was a lot of whys for us. And as we're looking for research, you dived in for just going through YouTube to anything we can find online, and to me just going into interviewing the people who actually owns the company. I mean, we interviewed. I interviewed a lot of people during that time. Yeah.
It was really a question of kind of laying out all the details and then really understanding what the service means to different people. So when you hear the idea initially, you're like, oh, I can rent people by the hour. What does that mean? But then as you gradually get into it, you eventually come across stories, and then you hear about the emotion or what went on, and you're like, oh, you have this experience where it's humorous at the beginning, but then you're like, oh, it's emotional. How do we get to that point? So that's what we were trying to discover, is build a script where it has these different rhythms and gives everybody a different experience as you watch it.
Yeah, and I'm Japanese. I didn't know anything about the rental family business, so I was like, what is happening?
Well, that was the nice thing. We had an East and West.
Yeah, my idea of Japanese, the rental family. Then I realized that when I was 19, I had a very similar job as just a part-time job. Then I wasn't being rented, but I was pretending to be somebody I wasn't. Every single day, working in a different department store. I'll be selling shoes for Banyan specialized shoes, or I've been selling salmon roll. So there's a lot of those in Japan.
There's a story right there. That's that could happen. We've got to talk about Brendan Fraser, who's so incredible.
Yeah.
Last week we honored Alex Summers for the scoring, and his work is just the way he captures that loneliness. Talk about casting Brendan and what it was about him.
Yeah, absolutely. So Brendan we watched, when we were watching The Well, I just felt like he has such the depth in his performance. But when I actually watched him doing Q&A after the screening was over, I got to see him on this giant screen because he got sick and he couldn't show up, and that was kind of blessing in disguise, because he was kind of like a gaudy, and he was like 30 foot tall.
He was like a 40-foot head
Like,
at that time.
yeah, he was like giant. But then the way he was, how kind and generous he was, and how vulnerable he was, I just felt like he had every quality that I was looking for with
so giving to his cast too.
Yeah,
he was just constantly
giving.
praising them and never talking about himself the entire time.
Never. He was just always about somebody else, And then for Philip, for us to find the quality in actors, it was just like literally mirroring who Philip we kind of imagine is somebody who Philip is always somebody who's putting everybody else before him, and he's trying to be really matching into or fitting into Japanese culture, even though he's this big American guy. And so I think his personality really spoke to us.
There was that experience in watching The Whale. Like, in my head, I had it that as soon as she saw Brendan give that interview, I was like, she's gonna lock on to this.
He said, I remember exactly. He said it. Yeah. He turned and he was like, "You love Brandon, do you?" I was like, "Yes, I love Brandon."
There you go, and here we are. It is an honor, as I said, to celebrate you tonight. So congratulations! What a beautiful reunion too, with Steve and Yeun out there. So
I know, it's so amazing. Thank you. So
thank you very much, and congratulations again.
Thank you.